Alright, I managed to put you back in there. And I gotta tell you the truth, I didn't get to use the bathroom. I just had something crazy happen, okay? And it fucked my head up. Remember when I just told you that people have it worse than me? Like, I saw this guy, and I could feel his struggle, yo. And, like, I left my debit card, left everything in the car, right? Because I'm expecting to just go use the bathroom in the CVS. And I walk up in there, and I don't see a bathroom anywhere, and I kind of just panic, and I leave. Because when I'm going in, this man, he asked me to buy him some food. And I'm like, sorry, man, got nothing, you know? Like, I had my debit card in the car, and then I started to feel like shit, you know? Because I totally do have some money right now, and I'm supposed to be paying all this fucking money to the government and stuff, right? So what I did was after I realized there's no bathroom, I ran out to my car. I literally grabbed every ounce of change that I could find that I have and my lucky $2 bill out of my wallet. I've been holding on to that $2 bill. It's supposed to be my lucky $2 bill, right? So I gave it to him. And, like, now my heart feels really sunk, man. Because it's like $3-4 won't buy shit, you know? And not just that, just maybe he won't buy food. Maybe he'll ask someone else to buy him food. And honestly, that's the smart thing to do. And I don't know his situation. I just can't help but feel bad. And like I said before, ungrateful. Like, I could be on the street like that dude. And, like, it makes me want to cry. And I can't cry because my makeup's not waterproof. Oh, twisted joke, man. I have some twisted, dark humor. That's for sure. I'm just so emotional. And I get, like, so mad and emotional about my problems. Like, how I'm alone. And I get pissed off because, like, there's girls my age and they're married. And they have kids and they have their life. And just, here's my life. I'm a fucking mermaid. And performing with angel wings. And some girls would just love to do that. I honestly would trade my mermaid tail that cost me $4,000 so quickly to have true love and to have the love of my life, you know? If I could just, like, find out who that is. Someone I can have intellectual conversations with, someone to cuddle and kiss and be with every single day, non-stop. I'm tempted to use this Pet Supermarket. Pet Supermarket? Oh, my mirror isn't adjusted either. Let's try Pet Supermarket. Maybe they have a bathroom for me. I'm just emotional as balls. And, like, the bleeding thing. I'm not bleeding heavily. I bleed occasionally. And I decided for the birth control that I skipped, the white pills. I need to check, yeah, I gotta take today. Maybe I need a hormone pill fix, huh? I don't fucking know. I just know that, like, I feel hurt and almost, like, sick and, like, slightly depressed and irritated and anxious and, like, bothered, you know? No amount of money could really fix my loneliness. And I think to myself a lot how I just want to, like, live on my own. And then sometimes I think that, like, I would just get too fucking lonely. So it gets confusing, you know? And then, like, I can't help but get angry at source, basically. Like, not understanding why it's so important to be in the struggle that I am now. And then what else gets upsetting is, like, I've painted such a facade of a picture of how great my life is. Or perhaps it is great, and I'm just so ungrateful, you know? Yeah, it's just, like, what I'm angling at is, like, that Britney Spears song, you know? And they say she's so lucky, she's a star. And then it goes, but she cries in her lonely heart thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? Oh, I need like something. Yeah. Trying to avoid it from dripping. Grouchy. I'm like angry and sad. And then like I keep going back to like love. And like I almost want to bitch about like all the love I never had. And it's like no matter what I have had, like it's not enough, and I'm always like still hungry for something more. And it's just like I can't figure out the struggle. And it makes me rather disappointed. You could say I grew up in La La Land, in like this fantasy land that like I would meet the love of my life and I would settle down and just happily ever after type stuff, like brainwashed by Disney movies basically. And instead I'm like Aladdin and have like a street rat mentality, stuck in the constant matrix of struggle of life. And then my dad just says basically marry a guy who'll take care of you, and I just like basically refuse. Like as soon as I find out a guy has money and is like nice to me, I basically run away. It's true. I would never want a man to think that I'm with him for his money. And I would almost rather marry like Robin Hood, like someone who does good for the overall greater good. Ugh. And then of course like I have my egotistical side where I like want a guy that's like super strong and gonna like pick me up, like hold me all the time and treat me like a baby. Or should I say a princess? There's just like this void. And then like whenever I mention this to like spiritual people, they tell me I have to get closer with God and that I should pray more basically. And I'll be honest, I usually just like roll my eyes and get mad. Even though there's probably some truth to that. My intuition also draws back to this stuff that I've heard and read about, especially from Edgar Cayce, about how before we came to life and into the physical form, that we formed a bond with our spirit guides, basically our angels, that we would put ourselves through all the stuff that we've been through. Like we made this choice ages ago in some sort of Akashic record, and a lot of things are already written out for us. And yes, we have choices. So I try to like think onto that, about how this all connects to the bigger, greater good of the whole reason for my existence, essentially. And at times I go dark, like really dark, where I suppose there's a sense of pleasure where it's defined as suicidal ideation, where I fantasize at times of, where I'm in peril, someone's about to kill me, or I'm assassinated. It's like the nicest way to put it is like I can't wait to go home to heaven kind of thing, where I like don't have to worry or be lost in the matrix of like all these mortal emotional attachments, or even like psyche related. Like money is such a psyche thing, man. And like for even people who have a lot of money, you know, you still have like psychological issues essentially, or like more money, more problems, more bills. You know, you tend to live that lifestyle and accumulate bigger things for yourself that you don't really need. I'm thinking a lot about getting smaller and letting go of a lot of things. And sometimes I struggle to let go of my things because they're sentimental or because I've invested so much money into them, kind of thing. Like, I have a $1,500 costume. Like I said before, I have a few of them. And, like, I could probably sell them to someone who would value them. However, I obviously don't want to let them go than any less than I paid. And people say that's crazy. You can't expect to get what you paid for them. And then, in my opinion, I would just rather not let them go and maybe make more artwork with them or something, or make use of them. I'm kind of inspired right now to actually go home and wear my warrior costume that cost me that much money and utilize it more, because it's just been sitting in my closet for months. I've been so depressed and angry and going through so many different things. I just haven't had the space or grace or temptation to really make the art. I'm just so fried. And it's like straight up fried with life. Which is why I like keep thinking I want to go home. And then the closest thing to home that I can think of is like my dad. And like, I think that boils down to because my dad's never been like really physical with me, you could say. Like, he's never like really like hugged and kissed me a lot. Yet now that I'm older, like, he knows, and we've had this discussion before about that. So he does like hug and kiss me goodbye. And like sometimes I get like this craving where just like I want I'm trying so bad not to like blow up. Yet like it kind of needs to come out. Where I just like I want my dad to like pick me up and hold me and baby me, and I think that's why I like am always like looking for like a relationship. It's getting bad. And like I realized not too long ago when I was with my friend Sarah, I was with her and her boyfriend in the car, and I had like a complete meltdown basically because I realized all of this shit. So I realized like I've always been looking for a boyfriend like my entire life, like obsessive, like even since I was a kid. And then I realized that what I was doing was I was basically trying to replace my father because I grew up always afraid that I was going to lose him. So I would always like date these older gentlemen and just like always trying to find someone. And then when I realized that, I had another meltdown basically because I realized like none of these men were in comparison to my father. Like, they weren't on the intellectual level or like strong, you know. They just weren't like my dad, and like in no way could be the man that could totally support me when my dad's gone, kind of thing. Because I've always said like when my dad's gone, like I'm gone, like I'm done. Like my dad just means like a lot to me. I swear if this was any other job, I would just like tell them I can't do it. I need to like blow my nose, but I'm afraid it's gonna mess up my makeup. Look at this. No. It's my second time crying with you on camera, I think. I officially have an hour until the gig. The video is getting kind of long, and I need to kind of like get myself together. Yeah, this is like something that is like on a daily basis, on a subconscious level, this pain and uncomfortability and being a spirit or whatever I am stuck inside me, and then exactly there's no outlet, and I just have to like go on like an everyday, almost be like a robot type thing. Meanwhile, spirit is called and calling for things I desperately need to be with me. For some reason, the word lovely comes to mind. Bye.